Hello, world. Coming back to you again for a global read. My name is Maria Martinez with Reality Originals. And today we are using a deck by Charlene Livingstone. It's quite a lovely deck. And this is what we're going to use today, September 15th, 2016, for our global read. Now, I'll be doing a creativity spread layout. As you can see here, it consists of 5 cards. And of course, the one I usually pull out for extra measure. And with the creativity spread, card number 1 is inspiration. The second card on top represents influences in regards to the question that I've presented. The third card represents challenges pertaining to the question. The fourth card is the process one would have to go through to achieve whatever it is that's been asked. And of course, the fifth card in the center, the Two of Swords, is the final outcome. And with the extra measures card that I pulled out, Knight of Wands, that is the final outcome in regards to the question that I've presented to the divine today. Now, for the global read in the name of Christ, in Yeshua, today I have asked if we could further explore divine counsel on how to go about gathering the main ingredients to move forward in a most harmonious way as a global unit here on Earth. What exactly are those ingredients according to the Most High? And what are some of the things that we can realistically implement on this very day, at this very hour, that'll work for all Earth inhabitants to assist us in living together in a way that we can get back to peace, more peace, less chaos already. All right, so here we go. Now, with the first card, Page of Pentacles, it says the first step toward philosophy is incredulity. And as I mentioned previously, the first card represents what will inspire us to work more harmoniously so that we can move forward together, cooperate towards a peaceful outcome here on Earth. What is going to inspire us to do the best work possible? And to me, it seems that what the Page of Pentacles card here represents is that we continue to educate ourselves. We continue learning to be prudent when we are asking for credible guidance. Make the sacrifice of calling upon the divine. Pray for wise counsel. What I'm seeing here is to open yourself up. Come clean. Open your mind and be ready to learn new things. But be guided by credible sources So if you are more drawn to spiritual counsel, when you are praying for spiritual guidance, make sure that dark entities are not the ones infiltrating your thoughts, pretending to give you divine counsel or whatever your concerns or interests are. Intellectually, if you're an academic person or an intellectual, still seek the assistance of those who are credible. Make sure that the information that you seek are backed up by credible sources. Continue to learn. That is the first step towards becoming inspired to work more harmoniously so that we can all get along more peacefully in this earth and create an outcome that is conducive to our ascension in a most positive way. With the second card, what are the influences? Who or what influences our decisions and our endeavors to be able to come together, irregardless of our differences? And here, to me, it's abundantly clear that the answer to that, what would inspire us, what is the inspiration that will have us come together more readily with the least resistance, is love. This card says the heart has reasons that reason cannot know. And it looks like that's a saying from Blaise Pascal. And if you look at this picture, I do want you all to see the details of what I see. There is a human type being, and there is an entity. She seems to be floating. She seems very mystical. Part of her bosom is half uncovered. She's not afraid to expose herself. They're both two different entities. One spirit, one is flesh, and one is female, one is male. One is the feminine, one is the masculine. But guess what? They're both open, they're naked, they're revealing themselves with pure intentions. What I'm hearing is to come together, let love be the adhesive, and let love be what inspires us. Love is not pain. Love is not fear. That's BS. Love is being able to overlook the differences and still be able to look each other in the eyes, not lustfully, but lovingly, compassionately, respectfully. He's not groping on her or disrespecting her. She's not, being inappropriate with him. That is love. That is compassion. Mano a mano. The third card, which represents any challenges that might be keeping us from attaining this imperative goal of coming together in the name of peace and ascension, human evolution, as spirits having a human experience, spiritual evolution. With the Temperance card, what I'm gathering is that it means that no matter the differences between all of us here, even the elements, the mineral kingdom, the plant kingdom, the animal kingdom, I see that she's wearing dark colors on top, light colors underneath her dress. She's sitting on the earth. And of course, the Temperance card usually has someone, this woman with one foot in the water, one foot out. In this case, she's bathing herself in the river. All of herself, the darkness and the light of herself, is getting washed in the same stream, becoming refreshed in the same stream of water, so that we can come together purified along the same path. Even if we don't know where we're heading, we'll be heading there together. And the fact that we can accept and overcome each other's differences, despite our differences in lifestyles, choices, decisions, class, race, beliefs, religions, etc. We can still walk along the same path, clean from any preconceived notions of each other, prejudices, low frequency vibrations, or opinions about each other. Let's get clean together, despite our differences. And the Temperance card here says, the unlike is joined together, and from differences results the most beautiful harmony. And again, let me repeat, this card represents any challenge we may have. And it seems to me that what it is conveying is that despite our differences, when we cleanse ourselves, rid our souls of this accumulation of toxicity, of not having the best regards for one another just because we're different, overcoming that will result in a beautiful harmony. In the differences is where we will find how to balance ourselves as mankind, as humanity, as earth inhabitants, if nothing else. Now, the fourth card is going to let us know what kind of process we have to go through in order to achieve more peace and a little less chaos in order to get along here in this life. We have the Six of Pentacles, and there's a saying from Muhammad on here. I like this. A man's true wealth is the good he does in this world. And if you look here, it has the mother in the back with the child and what seems to be a father figure with maybe the son, another man. He's feeding him, he's nourishing him. And if you notice that staircase that goes up into that room, it's kind of dark back there. But these people are being sustained by the light. They are in the light. The mother, she speaks up. She speaks on behalf of the family. What I'm seeing here is stop sacrificing the children. They are pure. They are fertile. They are the fertility of humanity. Stop sacrificing the children. Guard them. Protect them. Guard their thoughts. Ask for divine guidance to guide their thoughts, their words, and their actions with the highest frequency of love available. Peace, compassion, truth, beauty, trust, harmony. And the man here, he's nourishing this young man. He's feeding him. He's holding him up. And I can't help but to notice this. animal skin rug that the young man is laying on. There's a plate of, that looks like a sponge. He's bathing him, he's cleaning him, he's helping him. This is charity. The process, it seems to me, is to be charitable towards one another and look out for one another as a family. We are all family here. That animal skin rug is saying to me, we can learn a little something from the animal kingdom on looking out for each other as a family. Be of service to one another. Let's help each other out, not hinder. Let's remain sustained by the light of goodwill, of givingness and forgivingness. Let's be on guard for one another. Let's look out for each other. That is the process which we must come from. That is our true wealth. Yeah, money brings comfort, but a man's true wealth is the good he does in this world. Again, that's a quote from Muhammad, as you can see here. It's beautiful. The fifth card, the final outcome card. Now, this is going to expand on the results. If we employ and implement all of the things that we just discussed here, presented. And then this card, as a man thinketh, so is he. As a man chooseth, so is he. And that's by Ralph Waldo Emerson. And as you can see, people, there's a man sitting in this plush looking red velveteen maybe chair, the curtains drawn back, he's gazing out the window. That's a long, pensive gaze, right? And the impression that I'm getting is that if we continue to expand our minds and continue to feed our minds knowledge of self, guided by the divine, and I don't mean a fake source that's pretending to be wise or pretending to be divine. Question everything. Question who you're getting your information from and where they get their information from. The truth does come from within, but we are spirits having a human experience. Therefore, make sure that it is the divine, because you know that there is sorcery going on in the spirit realm. Be prudent about where you get your information from. And in saying that, as I mentioned in my previous video, I trust in my truth, but I do believe in questioning everything. I make sure that I reach out to my Lord and Savior to give me guidance and to guide my thoughts, my words, and my actions, especially when I'm presenting any of this to the world, to the kingdom family from which I come from, because I'm not going to put no BS out here. I'm not going to feed you lies, because I personally don't like being lied to. Be inspired by love. Let love inspire you. Look beyond the differences. Look beyond our differences. Wash away any transgressions towards one another, towards the laws of the universe. Let's do that together, and you'll see how balanced we become and how beautiful it is when we can live amongst each other in harmony. And how do we do that? By being of service to each other, by being charitable to each other, even strangers. I don't even know why we worry about anything. We're well taken care of. We are spoken for. Let's look out for the children, because they are the fertility of our nature, of mankind. Now, think long and hard about your decisions. Think before you speak. Think before you present anything that you might know in your depths to others. Now, I know a little bit about phrenology, study of the skull and facial features. And the man's in this picture, in the Two of Swords, his ears look a little big. And if I'm not mistaken, large ears signify someone who is able to keep secrets, if you will. You can trust him with your most guarded details. And so what I gather from this card, see, he has a considerable amount of information in the depths of his being that he must decide which ones are the most important to reveal. And if you're not careful with what you choose, people, you might end up as the sacrificial lamb. You might end up in the hot seat if you don't think long and hard about what's the most important thoughts. Choose wisely. Choose wisely how to go about making this happen. A more harmonious, peaceful experience for all Earth inhabitants, despite our differences. Let's think long and hard how we're going to do this, people. There are no shortcuts. There are no shortcuts. The curtains are drawn back. There are no more secrets, really. He can see everything out that window. So now that the truth is being more and more exposed, don't be angry. Let's not be upset. Let's continue to educate ourselves and open our hearts to love and remain there, to create a more balanced way of being amongst one another, to give us the strength and the fortitude to be here for one another, to be charitable here, and to be of service to one another. And then when it's time to come together, put our minds together, we know what are the important components to create a better system, a more harmonious world, to allow us to ascend in and to move forward in, without leaving anyone behind. Now, of course, because it's just how I do, I always pick one extra card, because there's always more information, knowledge of self. Okay, that looks like a calm body of water, Knight of Wands card. One sailboat out there cruising along. It looks like if we can manage this in a most in a most efficient and effective way, then certainly this is where we can get to. A calmer platform to help us carry out our commitments and our true responsibilities here in the universe, on the earth plane. This card says the real voyage of discovery lies not in finding new landscapes, but in having new eyes. Marcel Proust. Okay. The outcome is we'll have smooth sailing. Everything won't be so turbulent to where we're, panicking and trying to take shortcuts or finding things too difficult. It's not. It's not difficult when you employ love, truth. Let's get back to harmony. It's not what life is, it's what we make of it. So, just to reiterate, the main question was, how do we get along to get along? Let's keep learning, self-realization. Let's keep educating ourselves on the things that we love, the things that we like to learn, the things that are challenging. Don't be afraid to be challenged in that way. Expand your horizons, open your mind. Definitely don't be afraid of love, because if you're afraid, then that's not love. You need to change the channel. See past the differences. Love will definitely help you with that. And we can get there through being of service to one another. And then deciding together on what are the best choices for us all to achieve a world where it can become smooth sailing, so that we can all carry out our human obligations to become who we were created to be in the first place. Divine spirits having a human experience. All right, everyone. That was beautiful. And again, I thank you so much for joining me and allowing me to share these intuitive readings with you. I hope that you all have a wonderful rest of the day, a peaceful evening, and again, lots of love from my heart to yours. And please remember to magnify